So hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing my plans for F1 2019, which of course is coming out on June the 28th, which is the earliest ever release of a Codemasters F1 game. So yes, before we get into that, we need to discuss what's going to happen between now, the 6th of April, and the release of F1 2018. No, F1 2019, excuse me. Now, obviously, we've got Final Fantasy on the go and F1 eMod. I'm confident that I will get those series finished regardless. We are a couple of episodes ahead of the F1 eMod than we are on Final Fantasy, but F1 eMod has a lesser round, so that will definitely finish, and then we'll be able to focus all our resources on getting Final Fantasy. We have got 4 bank holidays as well between now and 28th of June, so I'll be able to record extra videos and hopefully try and get some extra videos out on those days. So yes, but it screwed me over really because I was preparing for the third modded series, which I shall touch on in a little bit because I'm saving that. The idea for it, I haven't really done much with it, but the idea for it will come back for F1 2019. So first of all, I also want to mention that the other big thing on the channel is obviously we got to say goodbye to F1 2018. There's a couple of ways we can do this. Obviously, if you've got some files you want to send me, then go ahead. But I think we're going to do this in 2 parts. Say goodbye to online, because it's been literally one of the worst onlines we've ever had. So we'll have an online race on PC, maybe do one on Xbox, depending on if there's a big crowd there. And then, once we've done that, there will be a 100% race. I haven't decided the circuit yet. Potentially Monaco. Potentially might be some elsewhere. It will be a combination of the mods between the Final Fantasy and F1 eMod. So yes, if there's a particular mod you want to see from that, let me know down in the comments below. And that will be coming in the week leading up to F1 2019. So yes, moving on to F1 2019, as I announced in December, career mode will be starting off with McLaren on loan from Renault. Regardless of what the game is like, I'm going to continue with this plan. I feel that this story will hopefully drum up. Well, let's just say hopefully it'll be interesting to do, interesting to record, and means that we don't end up with not many episodes of career mode. So there should at least be 2 seasons of career mode. Whether we go further depends on what the career eventually turns out like to be, and whether or not we decide to mod or whatever. So moving on to the mods. Now, obviously, we've had 2 modded series on F1 2018. Obviously, Final Fantasy F1 and the F1 eMod. Both will be coming back for F1 2019, so there will be a Season 2 of F1 eMod, and also Final Fantasy. So first of all, Final Fantasy. Unlike this year, I'm going to do all the mods one by one. So there'll be just one series, and then we'll move on to the next. So yes, the 4th season. I know we're only in the 3rd season, but the 4th season of Final Fantasy will hopefully come out sometime around August, September time. The game will probably be dead by then anyway. Dead as a doornail is the phrase that I was looking for there. and basically modding will be the time. That'll be the time to do some modding and make Final Fantasy the series that we need. So Series 4, we'll have to wait and see how Season 3 pans out, but Season 4 is definitely coming, hopefully sometime about late August, early September, hopefully, fingers crossed, depending on how things could go on. Then we'll have the F1E Mod. Now that's not going to come out until next year, and the reason for this is that that series halfly relies on the Formula E results. So that'll probably come out in January next year, and we'll probably do the same format as last year. I'm tempted to introduce myself, because I'm not driving as myself in that series, I'm driving as Pierre Gasly, as voted by you, but whether I should introduce myself, let me know in the comments below, and I shall see about what team I should drive for. Now, mentioned earlier that there was going to be a third modded series coming to the channel, which was going to happen on F1 2018, but of course, due to the fact that it's F1 2019 is coming 2 months earlier, I've had to postpone it to F1 2019. This mod was called F1 My Team. Basically, it is me owning a team and driving for it, a bit like Bruce McLaren sort of thing. And then of course potentially could see a Motorsport Manager type mod leading after the series would finish, but yes, so I'd have my own team and drive for it in F1 2019. Yes, nothing's been planned for how that series is going to plan out, so it may just be a one-off series, but as I was going to do it for F1 2018, I might as well do it for F1 2019 if we get the time. Now, in between all of those mods, there will be a fourth mod which will not have a permanent series to it, and that is the F1 2020 mod. I still get people watching my F1 2018 mod, so my F1 2020 mod will be coming around November time. I should start with a couple of fantasy mods. We should know a bit more about who's participating where in 2020, by the time we get there to November time. Might be December, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, away from the mods, other stuff that's going to be done with F1 2019. Well, obviously online, we've done a few episodes with online, which will be more PC only than Xbox, although we may get an Xbox version when later on down the line when it's cheaper, and then we'll just go and literally race, do a few races on there. But majority it's going to be PC online for me, I'm afraid. Simply because there's no point buying a pre-release version of Xbox when it's cheaper on PC. So yes, and also one thing I would like to do is do some do these F1 game experiments, and then also some comparison videos. So like some game experiments, playing about with some engines, putting some engines in different, and also changing some values in the performance files, and then also working with some comparisons. So this would be comparing. One of the ideas I've had is comparing. Most of the tracks are now on Street View on Google, so do a tour of Street View, comparing what they look like when the Grand Prix cars aren't there to a lap on on the game. So yes, just one other thing to note. Obviously, the Grand Tour game is going to continue. Forza Horizon 4, I've got one more video coming next week. I want to get it out next week, and then that series is pretty much done, unfortunately. I'd love to have done more, but because the game is pretty good, but I don't think that there'll be much viewership for a game that's a year old. I'll still continue to play it every now and again, but for now it's not going to make an appearance. But what is going to make... So after this, and once I've completed the Grand Tour game, I shall be also bringing another series to the channel called Road to 1000 Subs. Now, why the title? Well, it's a good journey to 1000 subs, and basically it's a good excuse to play other games, so like Battlefield 5. These are games that wouldn't necessarily be in contention for getting a full series, but games that potentially could get like 1 or 2 episodes on the channel that potentially could that they just need to be deserved, and they're rotting in my Xbox games library, so they might as well get played. And yes, and if it helps me get more subscribers, then that's good. But the main thing is just to play the games. The title, hopefully we get some more subscribers as well. Those of you who've subscribed recently, a huge thank you. If you spread the message to anybody else then and they subscribe, then a huge thank you again. But yes, that's what I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.